I think living in Montreal now is becoming a project in itself. Like, you have to really commit to living in Montreal to be able to subside it.
The TAL has released its 2026 rent-setting guidelines, and housing advocates say it's among the highest in Quebec in the last 20 years. Set at 3.1%, tenants' rights groups say it comes at a time when Montreal renters are already struggling to keep up with soaring housing costs.
Honestly, yeah, that's not fun. Gonna have to cut on my budget a bit, obviously.
Oh yes, too expensive, because the people, they don't have that much money to pay that much rent.
The rent it take a big part of my pay,
That's actually insane. I mean, as a Gen Z myself, especially, it's hard to with coming out of living with parents and then trying to make a life for yourself.
The good news is that inflation has come down, and so finally that means that it's not as bad as last year when it was up at 5.9%. The bad news is that the government changed its calculation method, and now it's based on the inflation of the last 3 years.
Housing advocates say the new rent formula is unprecedented, allowing for a 5% increase on renovations and expanding what counts as renovations to things such as painting or adding an electrical outlet.
What tenants needed this year was a reprieve, as well as steps put in place to curb abusive rent hikes in the years to come.
The Quebec Landlords Association, however, argues the rent setting isn't enough, but they do believe calculating increases will now be simpler, based on consumer index changes, and they hope it makes negotiations with tenants easier.
I think it's still not enough if we if we look at the expenses for landlords. I think it was done to reach not some form of consensus, because there isn't one, but to reach a point where it's not so bad for anyone. But at some point, we're going to need to be able to address the situation of older buildings in needs of repair.
But housing advocates say landlords already make enough money to cover repairs and want to remind tenants of their rights.
Many landlords come door to door and are saying, and will tell them things along the lines of either you accept this rent increase or you leave. That's false. You always have the right to refuse a rent increase and remain in your apartment.
I really think that they should listen a little bit more to the people, because sooner than later they're going to lose almost everybody.
In Montreal, Lola Kalder, City News.